I want to talk to you about how I lost 30 pounds in 5 months, but not in like.
So go back and watch her video. This is a really good conversation to have. She's talking about how you have to pause when you have a thought and really analyze it and kind of be the observer in your own head and break down that thought and recognize if it's a good thought for you to have. And I just like to take it a step further because I've been doing this for so long. I like to identify where the thought came from, who sent it, right? Because I feel like in your head, there are three places that thoughts can come from. Okay, you have the Holy Spirit that are sending you, He's sending you thoughts. And then you have, so you have God, then you have Satan, you have the bad place where, and they send you thoughts as well. And then you have your own thoughts. And so when a thought comes into my head, I stop and say, okay, where'd this thought come from? It's usually easy to tell. But it wasn't at first, because at first when I would get thoughts, like especially when it would be a bad thought, and I would just be like, why would that even come into my head? But I had to really just sit with that and say, this is something I would never do. So obviously it's not my thought. So if it's not my thought, where did it come from? And then, I feel like, in the movies when they used to show us a good angel and a bad angel on the shoulder, it really is kind of like that. You really do have all these, you have this person over here and this one over here. That's happening in your head. And then you have your own opinion and thought versus whatever you want to do. But you have the final say, is the point. You don't have to listen to this thought or that thought. You have the final say in which way you're going to go. But then I recognized, I was like, this thought is so outlandish. This is not my thought. That really freed me when I start realizing that these bad things that would come into my head, they're not my thoughts. And if they're not mine, that means I don't have to take ownership of them. And if I don't take ownership, I can resist them. Resist the devil and he has to flee. And so I said, get out of my head. You can't be here. You're not welcome here. I resist you. And those thoughts have to go. And then, it's really freeing when you can recognize that all the thoughts that come into your head are not yours. They're not yours. Stop saying, oh, I have all these crazy thoughts. We all do. But you are taking ownership of them and claiming them as your own. That's the difference. We're resisting them and sending them back out. No, those don't belong to me, sir. You can keep those thoughts. I'm only going to go with these thoughts. I mean, not saying I don't ever go with those because, but the point being, thoughts come from they come from over here. They come from over here, and then you have the final say. You have the choice with what thoughts you're going to go with. It's really a good conversation and a good practice. Once you can slow down and really start analyzing where your thoughts came from, it's really going to help you make better decisions. It really is. Yeah. All right. Carry on.